long narrative storytelling doesn't really work in learning. That's my observation, of course. Others might disagree. The narrative storytelling approach is very engaging, can be very energizing, and can be uplifting, because when you have a good storyteller, your person is able to really imbue inspiration in the audience or in the learner. What I have noticed, though, is that while we are listening to a storyteller, what happens is that we reflect. We cannot focus with the storyteller. We reflect simultaneously and knowingly. Our minds are traveling all over the place. We're thinking of how that is valuable to us. Sometimes we even remove away ourselves from the storytelling. We either interpret it, either we apply it, or whether we think about the story from the context of our own point of view. So we're constantly reflecting on the context. And that's exactly what's happening. So the storytelling is really a very valuable narrative tool. The problem is that most learning designers don't have the skills, and it is very hard to develop the skill for a narrative storytelling, which is long, laborious. You have to have different points. I'm not suggesting you should not have the skill. I'm only simply saying that from a realistic point of view, it's a different skill set to develop. One takes a lot of practice and years that one can be. So what's the alternative? The alternative would be to use instant stories. So for example, you can tell a long story about a bank teller. The teller one day came to work, and she was talking to this potential person who was trying to do a lot of deposit, and then she has to go to her boss, etc. and the like. So you could tell a whole story and make it very, very exciting. However, what is really important is the instant story. The instant story might be as simple as, what would you do if this one person is trying to deposit money for the past 20 days now at $9,000 exactly per day? What would you do? That is an instant story. Why is it an instant story? It's because at the heart of it is the most conflict, is the most emotional part of the story. And then now you're allowing the learners to bring in their own personal version of the story, to bring in their own association of that particular event, and therefore you allow them to reflect on it, to allow them to complete the stories according to their own point of view. And it's simpler, it's easier, it's faster for us to do from a design point of view. So reflect on storytelling. Maybe it's what you can do best. Maybe you have production, you have money, you have other talents. But think of instant stories and see that the value of instant story is to allow the learner to bring in their own story, so you allow them to get engaged with your content. Try it.